this was the country that gave me my professional life, and playing for the country that, you know, gave me my actual life. And so it was kind of like this surreal moment. And again, like 6 years earlier, I was bartending at a bar in Chicago with a design degree in my pocket, wondering if I'd ever even make it in the game. So, you know, that was like that's the number one moment. It has to be for any footballer when you get to represent your country at a World Cup. It's like, you can't beat that. That's the pinnacle. I just remember, and this was when I came back to the MLS league, and, you know, and I had a couple sideways moves, and I was like, no, I'm not moving sideways. I'm not going to Stoke. I'm not going to those places, because that's like a sideways move to Watford. I'm not gonna ruin that kind of legacy, as you will, to go to do some kind of sideways move. So I never did it in reliance of knowing that I would have a job for life. Well, I like it, you know, and to your point, the last couple seasons, it's been difficult to watch at times, because I think, you know, again, this is a club, and you guys know this is why you like this season better. It's built on a work ethic. It's also why I fit in well at the club. It's built on a, you know, if you put the badge before you, then generally you'll do all right. And I think that from a fan's perspective, why the fans cheer. And again, I was watching some of the interviews from yesterday, and the players commenting of the away fans and how important they were, and, you know, how Watford fans really showed up yesterday. And again, they do that for a reason. It's because the team's showing up for them and working hard and putting the badge first. And I think, you know, I see that for the first time in a long time right now. I do believe that stems from good leadership. That sets a standard. You know, when people have that, you know, generalized work ethic, they have that generalized, this is a team that's bigger than me. That shows, and usually it's the leaders and the people that create the messaging through the club and through the team that create that environment. And again, the environment now breeds that attitude down to the 28. But I do see that the leadership has changed a bit. You know, again, bringing in guys like Livermore and Hote, and, you know, these are guys that are great leaders, and you can see it by the way they speak, but you can definitely see it by the way that they play.
Another corner, another threat from Watford. Ashley Young delivers, and Jay Demerit puts Watford in front. The American makes his mark in the playoff final.
And that's what we did. Like, in the beginning of the season, we were picked to go down. And I remember 80, the first meeting was like, by the time we're done with this season, we're going to go up. And none of us believed him at the time, but by the end of that season, we did. And you can see in that tunnel, that's also a famous clip of that game. You know, you look at us, and we're jumping up and down. Jordan Stewart's yelling. Everyone's all just shouting, just because we look together. We look like we're just inspired and empowered. And you look at Leeds, and like, their shoulders are down. Rob Hulse is looking at the floor. You know, Eddie Lewis is looking up at the ceiling. And we just knew, even before kickoff. And it was just one of those days where everything came together. Everyone did their jobs. And my job was going up on the corners. And it's funny, I always say, like, serendipitously, Rob Hulse marked me on that corner, but Rob Hulse in the beginning of that season, and I never got sent off in my career except my first season against Rob Hulse. He totally dummied me in the middle for a second yellow. I didn't even touch him, and he totally baited me and got me sent off. And that was my first learning curve. Like, guys are going to get you sent off in this league. Championship, even the Premier League, they're embellishing. This is a way to gain advantage. Like, learn fast, because guys are going to do this all the time when I'm on a yellow. And Rob Hulse did that to me. He was the first and only player that's ever gotten me sent off. And so I remember him coming up to that corner, and my job was to go to the near post. Generally, I was a near post runner, and I see him cheating, and I see him take 2 steps. If you watch the tape, he takes like 1.5 steps, and he starts to take to the near post. And I'm like, he sees me. He's going to go there. He's done his research, but I'm smarter than him. So I'm going to fake like I'm going to go there. I'm going to come around the back and see what happens. And so sure enough, you know, Ashley Young's cross is still to this day one of the best in the world, and I just locked in, and I just saw it, and I knew I had already left Rob at the front post. And so I was like, I think I can get my head on this thing, and sure enough, just dialed it in, and oh,